All right.
All right, guys, welcome. It's so good to see everybody. I've been pretty zoomed lately for the last year, so it's good to see everybody's faces. Hey, today we're going to just get the Wildland juices flowing. The intent of us being the officers and the captains and above for this organization is when we show up on these scenes, we've got to be able to stabilize them as soon as possible. Yes, they're going to be chaotic. Yes, there's going to be a lot going on, but we need to be able to take it out of a firefighter's hand, out of even either stand next to a lieutenant, help mentor him or her, or be able to pull it out of their hand if they're not comfortable, and be able to have kind of a plan of attack. Not that these are ever going to go smooth, just like a structure fire. However, I'm going to try to at least get the gears going, get everybody thinking this is nothing really new. What does it look like when I show up on scene? What should a size up look like? What does an extended size up look like? And we'll just do a little practice. With that being said, also everybody knows that Chief Cronk has hit it 3-4 different modes of communications, business meetings. Chief Duncan's put it in the newsletters that when we get on scene, we've got to size it up. We've got to establish command, and we need to give an area to have people to respond to. Even if that's the physical address that JeffCom gives us right out of the bat, that's better than nothing. What I have really tried to push for us to get away from is this scatter approach that we have on response of, yeah, I'm over here on this hill and I'm over here off this street. And yeah, we're down here and there's one person on a brush truck and then there's 3 people sitting in a parking lot. On a slow moving incident, you as the incident commander can clean that up relatively quickly with a little time. But on a fast emerging incident, like we're seeing every year getting worse and worse and worse, what I don't want us to do is lose accountability of people and not have a good deployment of our tactics and our folks once they get on scene. So if we're going to send a type 6, go start fighting fire on the left flank once you've established a hill, like let's make sure we got 4 people on that engine so that we have the maximum amount of bodies to bring tools, deploy hoses, all that stuff. So I hope that seems common sense. That doesn't mean that you aren't going to deploy someone off of this ridge top to help triangulate on a smoke check, or you're not going to put someone up here for a lookout. We're still going to do that, but let's really try to get this culture of getting everybody to come to one responding location and disseminate everybody out. I hope that feels comfortable to people. It makes me nervous when I don't know people on calls. When people don't go on I'm responding, they don't key up on the radio, and they're just out there, makes me really nervous. So anyway, that's my little plug for this. So quick little reminder, first alarm rolling order for a wildland fire. Just like a structure fire, if you think it looks like a fire, you see smoke, we're getting multiple calls, JeffCom's not always going to prompt us. They're going to just be like, yeah, we're getting multiple calls on this. Cool. Upgrade it, reclassify it as a working wildland fire. Get our folks going to stations, grabbing apparatus. We can always slow everybody down, right? You guys know that. But it sure stinks to get there and go, oh yeah, this is a structure fire. Or, oh yeah, this is a 3-acre running wildland fire that's cranking towards 15 homes right now, and it came in as a smoke check. And now we have that slow reflex time that's going to be delayed with everything else, with evacuations, with law enforcement trying to do their thing, with depending on the time of day, all the stuff everyone knows about. So I'm going to really encourage people, pull that trigger a little early, get resources coming. I don't think anybody would be upset to get a call credit to go get on a type 6 and start rolling towards a call. It's all good practice. It all has merit. So moving forward, kind of want to come up with 2 concepts. This is nothing new. This should be a refresher for everybody. I really like how Drew has really pounded this in on rescue and doing that windshield size up of just, hey, this is what we got. I'm not going to necessarily give you my full bag of tactics of what's going on, but let me give everybody an idea of what's coming in and maybe key up some other things I might need. Same thing from a wildland perspective. Get on scene, especially as an officer, and it doesn't mean you need to just hoard it. Grab that other firefighter, share it with you and say, stand right here. Like, let me teach you something, or maybe let's look at this together and figure out the best plan. But it should sound something like this. If this is Elephant Butte, this was probably later in the afternoon, I think, of day 1 before the rain started hitting. But if you were to show up on that and you were to say, yeah, 109's on scene, we got a working wildland fire, and that's it, does that really do a whole lot for anybody? No, I think everybody can agree with that. It can be super intimidating. This could be driven by fear. This could be driven by unexperience. This could be driven by your house is on the other side of this ridge. I get it. But what is important for us to do is to get on scene, say something like 109 is on scene. We have a fire that is burning in timber understory on the bottom third of the slope moving to the south. We do have a confirmed working wildland fire. He will send an upgrade tone. I'm going to be establishing Elephant Butte Command, have all incoming units stage at the lake, wait for further instruction. That does two things. That kind of gives everybody a little bit of an idea what's going on. It gives everybody who's coming in an idea of where to go once they hop on apparatus or if they're coming POV. And the other thing, which I love, is it buys you time. It buys you a second to go, okay, I got this beast now. Is what I have coming on a first alarm enough? Is the fire activity I'm seeing right now consistent? If we had a fire today and we started seeing torching, my head would be like, whoa, what's going on? We're a soaked forest right now. If that's the fire behavior we're seeing, then I'm probably going to prompt an upgrade tone sooner. Everybody agree? Same thing as, well, let's fast forward 3 months. It stopped raining. We've had all this great growth and green up, and now all of our carrying fuels are ripe, ready to go, let alone our 1,000-hour fuels have still not recovered. So they're primed and ready to go. Same thing, seeing that, I'm going to be more proactive on getting more resources coming. So that's kind of that windshield. Then once you get into that extended size up, this is the beauty right here. So I know everybody has seen these. I know they're super expensive. If you haven't seen one, take a look at it. Get one in your pack, in your vehicle, whatever is easy for you. If you're going to jump on a piece of apparatus, respond to a call, whether you're going to respond POV, maybe we can get a couple in the FBO trucks that are easy to grab out of that center console. We'll figure out something. But the big thing is that red section up there is the big 6. So what's tough as you as the IC is not only are you going to have to initiate strategies and tactics based on current and expected fire behavior, but you're going to need to come back relatively quickly and let JeffCom know some important information. If you can grab a lat long off your cell phone, it doesn't matter which datum you give it, if it's degrees, minutes, seconds, if it's whatever the other one is, where you just a bunch of points and stuff, it's going to be gold. If you can get that, what's nice is if Chief's running this, he can hand it to me and go, hey, grab me your lat long off your phone real quick. Awesome, and write it down on this for me. Perfect. But the big thing, I think, and please correct me, if this is off from where you got dispatched to, that's more important. If we got dispatched to this address and that fire is cranking off the back of that address, we'll get there, but that's a pretty valid location. What I'm more concerned about is estimated acre of size, and if you can think of potential, if you can see a potential in it, that's always valid to throw in there. What's your fire activity doing? Is it smoldering? Is it creeping? Is it running? Is it spotting, torching, crowning? All those escalate. As everyone knows, you think about those of what you've seen for fire behavior, that's going to escalate it. You can sometimes see the carrying fuels, other times you can't. It's okay, you don't have to nail that one down, but the big one for me is if it's being carried on the ground, it's most likely going to stay in the ground. It's when we start seeing torching, or if you're seeing any kind of crown runs, like right out of the bat, are we going to do anything about that on the ground? No, we're not. So then that should key you into, hey, JeffCom, can you check on the availability, not order them, check on the availability of fixed and rotor wing aircraft. Get that spinning in the background for JeffCom. Because as you guys know, we may be fighting for resources already. There may be 3 other fires in the region. We're already under resourced with aircraft already. It's just going to happen. So if you can prompt JeffCom and they can get into the pocket of the other 2 dispatch centers up north and down south, and maybe we can snag something that may be to our benefit. So do that. That would be something I would add here. But then the 5th one here is structures threat. I think I like better is values at risk threat. So values at risk for me is not only just necessary structures that people live in, it could be barns, it could be large outbuildings, it could be watersheds, it could be even bridgeways, it could be anything that you, in your mind, you go, man, if fire hits this, this could be bad. Put that in your size up. Remember, all of this is going to be aired later to JeffCom. I would even argue this, you could even do a bit of a hybrid. So you gather all this information. So you get on the air and you say, JeffCom, Elephant Butte Command, go ahead. Stand by for an extended size up. Let me know when you're ready. This is a lot of information for them to write down. Fine, they may be dealing with a medical call in Elk Creek. They may be dealing with a lost hiker, with foothills. So give them a second to write this stuff down, because if not, you're just going to end up repeating yourself. Come back. Okay, command, go ahead with your size up. And then you just start going down. I'm going to give you an updated lat long. We're going to be at 39 degrees, 40 seconds, blah, 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 blah. Throw that in there. Fire is estimated to be 10 acres at this time with a moderate potential of growth, with a low potential of growth or a high potential of growth. You don't have to have a crystal ball, but that kind of gives them an idea that you may be ordering more resources. Fire is creeping in some locations and making sustained crown runs to the south on the top third of the slope, burning predominantly in ponderosa pine and understory. There are structures threatened. Let's go ahead and upgrade this to a second alarm and probably move it to what? We're going to probably be on 2. I even say if it's a working fire, you've got to start doing this good on structure fires. When you guys are jumping and grabbing it around, say, can we take this to 2? If this smells like a wildland type fire, take it to 2. But what's the channel we want to go to?
B fire stuff. B red southwest.
B red southwest. So that's the one where everybody else, because we're going to be grabbing mutual aid, set yourself up for success. Then as those guys and gals are getting on their trucks, they're getting their dispatch, they're getting their IM responding, whatever they're getting, they're like, okay, yep. So B red southwest, that's what I'm going to get on. You're going to have a better accountability of resources. You're going to hear people key up. And what's nice is you're filling that out. You can go, okay, so Elk Creek brush, whatever just went in. I've got a foothills brush in. I've got a tactical tender from here. And you can maybe start giving you an idea of who's coming. All that will behoove you as everybody starts showing up, because you're still going to be that major accountability. Once you give this, the last thing I would add is reiterate that responding location. Where we have for our folks come in may not still be appropriate, right? Drew's a staging manager. Okay, maybe like we did with Elephant Butte, yeah, in that canyon wasn't the best place for anybody to respond to, or was it? No, that's cool. So let's move it to a large area where we can get apparatus, we can get overhead, and we can start managing it. This is a lot for the first UIC. This really is. But I think if you think of it in 2 chunks, is that windshield size up, take a breath, get yourself oriented, and then hit this. If on your windshield size up, you see structures threatened, throw that in there. I think that adds, I know if I'm coming in, how about you guys? Would that kind of give you an idea of what your potential is? Maybe key in people to grab different apparatus. I don't really probably need a type 7 come in. I probably need some more of the interface engines. I need more type 6s. I need the type 3. I don't know. I need something different than probably a type 7. Hey, if that's all the roles can roll. But as you guys agree, that's probably not the biggest bang for our buck of getting personnel and equipment to conduct good structure protection. Everybody follow me. Is that anything foreign to anybody? It's kind of a good refresher, just kind of get things going. Remember, these are fast emerging incidents. From here, so this is where we're just going to do some practice. I think the best way to do is not listen to me talk for 15 minutes about it. We're just going to pull some pictures. I've got some short clips of some fires and some fires I was on the last few years, and we're just going to practice doing a size up. Practice doing your windshield size up. So once again, windshield size up. This is just my style. I don't think there's a right or wrong reason per se, but I think there's some three major components. One, what are you on scene of? Is this a working fire or not? If you're not sure, that's fine. Just like anything else, I'm going to go into an investigative mode, but still establish a command. If you think by any means you're going to be doing a lot of talking on the radio, bring it to channel 2, right? So we can run other incidents in the district. I don't think there's any harm with that. Establish command and then give everybody an area to respond to. From there, start thinking of strategies and tactics. Start thinking about if what you have coming is enough. And I think one of the things sprinkled in there are their structured threats. So 109 is on scene of a working wildland fire. Please send an upgrade tone. I will be establishing Elephant Butte Command. I'll have all units respond and stage to the parking lot of the lake. Could you please check on the availability of fixed and rotor wing aircraft? There are structures threatened. I think that gets things going. If you heard that, a chief heard that, that would get him out of bed, right? Yeah, I mean, and I gotta tell you, is you guys know, in the scanner world, everybody's listening to us. And I nerd out all the time when I'm at work. I listen to us all day long because I want to know what's going on. And if I start hearing that, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that goes to fourth alarm. South Metro Trek team's on that. I'm on that today. Like, so, but that'll get everybody around us kind of thinking, all right, Evergreen's got an emerging incident, and it's going to get our Forest Service partners. They're going to, it's going to get everybody around us coming. You're going to get help with that incident. You're not going to sit there and just have to run a type 5 to type 4 incident on your own. Everybody knows that. But if you can set it up for success right out of the gate and then start gaining as much situational awareness as you can, that's what's going to be successful. So. Any questions so far?
So I have that first sheet, that front cover page saved as an image on my phone. So I can pull it up. I'm sure we can get the whole thing electronic if you guys would like that. I've always had a code.
Yeah, I think if it was Chief and I were just talking about it, if you could get a fillable PDF or something where you could definitely get someone to assist you. If we could sit in a chief's vehicle, if you could at least have someone, a firefighter who maybe they're an exterior firefighter and they brought a piece of apparatus and we're kind of putting them at a holding pattern, maybe grab him or her and be like, hey, can you help me get some of this figured out? That may be worth its weight in gold. So, all right, so you get dispatched to Elk Meadow, get multiple calls. It's July 23rd of a big grass fire. People are calling crazy, okay? Who wants to take this one? I'm gonna ask, and then I'm gonna volunteer. So, who wants to take this one? Anybody? Anybody?
Oh, no.
Okay, all right, Jim, look at that. Do that.
Considering I asked you to do
And I'm gonna let you,
this.
yep, she's gonna take it. I'm gonna let you watch a little bit of it, okay? Only like 10 seconds. In a second, it's a little choppy. It'll kind of move out here. So before you size it up on it, because these are tough, right? Okay, so tell me, so this is what I'm looking at. Tell me what, if you're off or what I'm missing. I'm looking at a fire that's running in grass. It's got a well-defined head. It's got a pretty much a single direction of movement. There appears maybe be some flanking action, but it's pretty much moving in one direction. It's being pushed by a little bit of wind, as most grass fires need to be. And it looks dry as snot. Everybody kind of seen that? I also see it, I see it having a potential to transition into a different fuel model. And here's my favorite question that everybody is so subjective. Are there structures threatened?
Yes.
Why? Okay, good. So no containment. Are there values at risk threatened here?
Yes.
What would your values at risk be other than those structures you see at top?
Yeah, the parkway.
Yeah, so let's say you got a parkway here, right? If it's at 3:30 in the afternoon, we know inevitably it doesn't matter. You're going to get a decent amount of traffic, right? So all that stuff is going to affect your firefighting operations. It's going to add a dynamics to the call. All right. All right, Chief, size it up.
Just come 104.
Go ahead, 104.
104 on scene of Elk Meadow at the farm. Got 1 acre active grass fire moving to the west. Stand by for further. Let's upgrade this to a working Wildland fire. 104. 104 Stand by for that size up.
So, 104, a copier on scene of a approximate 1 acre grass fire burning in Elk Meadow. You're going to be establishing Elk Meadow command.
I didn't say it.
And then where would you like everybody to respond?
Jeff Elk Meadow command. Updated size up. Fire has grown to approximately 2 acres. This is in the Elk Meadow. Heading west towards the 2 Long Trail. There are size has increased to approximately 5 acres. This is a creeping grass fire with potential of leading to some trees. We need to transition to a crown fire. We do have structures threatened. Let's bump this to second alarm. Check single resources and local resources. Let's have all fire apparatus, firefighters stage at the Elk Meadow parking lot.
Okay, good. That's a lot, right? That's a lot to air on the radio. That's a lot to take up. Good, like anything else, it takes a lot of practice to get smooth with it, all that sheet. Remember, if you're gonna hit a second alarm, for sure, you need to give a staging location for all second alarm units, make it a little further away. We're gonna need to have a staging area manager or first duty company officer or whatever unit shows up, they'll manage that. All that stuff goes to a whole different level, but yeah, give them somewhere to go. The big thing for me is don't feel like you have to, I like what you were like, oh, let's go by a trail I know, or there's a peak I know, or there's a street I know. You don't necessarily have to air that, but what you do is when resources start showing up, it becomes part of your tactics. Hey, brush, blah, blah, blah. I need you guys to see this trail. What I need you to do is I need you to drive around here and see if you can find a safe acre point to tie in and start flanking the left flank of this fire. And once you get there as well, give me a CAM report. I've got more resources on the way. Because what I think that does is it helps prompt people know, like, hey, I'm not just sending you out there by yourself, but you're kind of doing a little bit of a recon mission. If you can get out there and start doing good and start fighting fire, please do, but let me know what else you need. Does that sound fair to everybody? Good. Tough one.
How would you size it?
On scene of approximate 5 acre running grass fire to the south with a moderate rate of spread. There are structures threatened. I'll be establishing Elk Meadow Command, have all units respond to the parking lot and stand by for an extended size up. And then my extended size up is my first due engine, maybe it's 132, hopefully. I need you to go to here and start assessing structures and let me know your triage and if we have ability to effectively protect structures. That's where we really are going to rely on all of us as company officers to make big tactical decisions. If you don't like it and that fire's cranking, don't send them out, but send them out there. That's fine. Pull it back and let's let a fire bump a neighborhood. Engine 132, the fire just hit this neighborhood. Jefferson County Sheriff was actively evacuating. I need you to go in there and do a fire front follow through and start looking at structures and let me know any needs. And that's what we can prompt in. I'm going to be structure group, whatever, we can build out our ICS from there. That's kind of how I picture that. Anything else, Drew? Any thoughts on that?
Good. My only question, I guess, just edification, I don't really know. When would you choose a structure group versus a strike team versus a task force?
Yeah, I'd only go group is if you had enough resources to justify a group. I think you're right. I think you keep it cleaner and send strike teams in or task force. But if it's bumping a neighborhood where you have like 5 strike teams, maybe they would have it. Okay, that's for me.
Sure.
Chief, I don't know. Right? I good. We're gonna keep.
Was it grass or corn?
And you can corn from popcorn in
last time.
Yes, fire up the meeting.
Yeah, who wants this one?
Oh. That was cool though.
That was
I
like,
was there.
that
so
was
I
like this
can't-
time last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, May 24th, there you go, last year. So it was a rainy day. We got multiple calls. There's a tree on fire behind my house. Oh my goodness.
And it was
Um,
pouring.
I think-
Pouring
I think-
rain, right?
I think the person said it.
Yeah, And then there was like a retired fire chief that was even a little amped up about it.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, so who wants to take this one? You can take some liberties of where this is, what you see. We get called on a confirmed lightning strike. Confirmed lightning strike as we go out. I saw lightning hit this tree. It exploded. Crazy. Scott, go ahead.
I think you were there.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeff, I'm on my team.
Go ahead, 119.
I'm on scene of a lightning strike. Stagecoach, mile to the north of it. Stagecoach. I've got 14 wildland fires, 3 fires. 5 per.
Okay, good. I like that. I like your location. If you make it a working fire, then what are you gonna get? Are they gonna upgrade it right away? Most likely, right? Most likely they're gonna upgrade it. Do you need all those resources? No, so this is where I kind of like it. You can push that upgrade button and get that first alarm set. We can get those alarm assignments, or you could go, yeah, I've got a confirmed tree on fire, approximately a quarter mile to the north. All I need is the first due type 6 and first due type 7. All their incoming resources, please stage here. And then you can get accountability, because we needed a lot of people, right? And yeah, I was a crazy one for training purposes. I said, let's do a 300-foot progressive hose layup here and put this out. And I hiked it, and I felt like the terrain was okay being wet. And yeah, it ended up, in my opinion, being a good call. Then we were like, well, do we cut this tree down? This tree's a fire weekend tree now. It had nowhere to go but down the hill into those people's backyard. We opted not to do it. But yeah, good. So then what's nice, Scott, is once you get that, you give everybody a place to go, then you can start divvying out tactics from there. This is a slow moving incident. Do you guys agree? Even on a hot day, this is still a slow moving incident. Take command, get our people. We're gonna hike into this and let's do good. Let's load up with bladder bags if it's far enough away. Let's get a good tool complement. Let's make sure we get sawyers and saws. Like, let's take our time to set ourselves up for success. Cool. Last one, we got 1 minute. Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Elephant view, baby. Let's see.
I don't have any good ones. Yeah, we kind of did, yeah. Yeah. Who wants to do this one? This is a good one. I got sent onto a spot fire, and this is what I showed up on. Yeah. This was on the Spring Creek Fit Fire, July 4th, 2018. We got sent out to a spot fire at 7:40 at night.
I guess it depends on the size of the main fire. That could be a spot.
Yeah, and it was, the main fire was like, yeah, it was, so without being crazy, does anybody just want to give this a go? You can say, I'll tell you, this is a 40-acre fire already. You want to do it?
Well, that helps. Then, I
Yes.
guess.
So I'm gonna ask some questions, because this is. Well, as it's done out here is new, so,
Yeah,
looks like there's a meadow below the slope.
yep,
So you had a running grass fire transitioning into the upper story, the upper canopy, so torching, running crown.
yep.
So, all right, I'll give it a shot.
Go.
Yeah, I'll do it. I guess.
Drew.
Jeffcom 106.
Go ahead, 106.
106 is on scene, spot fire at XYZ location. We have a confirmed working wildland fire in excess of 20 acres, running in grass and timber. We have spotting, occasional torching, high rate of high growth rate, high potential for spread. Upgrade this to a working wildland fire. Set stage net, XYZ trailhead, and stand by for extended size up.
Awesome. I like that. That's something that I'm gonna get off before I get in trouble. I like that. What are your guys' thought of hitting a second alarm right away? Okay, I like it, but it's kind of becoming overwhelming too, right?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you're getting first alarm and second alarm. Doesn't really matter who's coming on what alarm. You're just worried about what you're getting. What I would say, totally my style, I would do just like Drew did. I'd confirm it. Let's knock this up first alarm. We're not going to be engaging this. I check on aircraft. I look what's ahead of this. I would ask about start hitting the evacuations with Jeffco. I would ask for the first due deputy to come face to face with me at this location to start creating a unified command, because this is getting big, right? This is going out of our scope really fast. And then once I kind of clean that up a little bit, then I would say, let's go ahead and hit a second alarm. And by then we're gonna have 4 service units. We're gonna have DFPC coming in. We're gonna have other units that are to come help us manage this. But this is a big one. This is just something that, and this is potential of something small that right conditions starts going big. Think about these fires we had last year. Only 3 minutes over. Thanks, guys.
You're
That
all
was
right.
really good. Look at that, got the juices going. Don't show up on calls this summer. Double fire. Take command.